Well, Bennett Kessler filed these following three stories. Mono County Sheriff Ralph Obenberger presented himself as a community and people-friendly person. His opponent, Ingrid Braun, has said the sheriff has failed at his community relations. Now, the two candidates for Mono County Sheriff answered an hour's worth of questions at the recent Mono Lakes Noon Rotary Club Candidates Forum in Mammoth Lakes. The candidates told of their backgrounds. Obenberger described his 28 years in law enforcement in the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department and then Mono County, his 32 years of marriage and 3 children. He described himself and his current department as proactive and interactive. Obenberger said it's the people's department. Ingrid Braun described her degree in political science and 21 years with the Los Angeles Police Department, where she rose through the ranks to detective, supervisor, officer in charge of the Internal Affairs Group, and later the Gang Impact Team, then watch commander of a large area and 60 officers. Ingrid Braun worked briefly for the Mono Sheriff and now fills the role of Mono Lakes Reserve Officer. Braun said she differs from Obenberger because of her plan to, quote, reconnect the sheriff's office with the communities, end quote. Braun wants a community advisory board and town hall for meetings, and she said to partner with the community and stakeholders. Obenberger said he is set apart from Braun because of his knowledge and expertise knowing the sheriff's office itself. He said in 14 years he has managed almost every department and he has handled the biggest budget in Mono County. Obenberger said he has fiscal knowledge and knows how to manage people. He said he leads by example and is part of the team. And after 2.5 years in arbitration and a court hearing, the Mono County Council now claims that Deputy John Madrid was never effectively fired. Madrid's controversial termination from the Mono County Sheriff's Office was documented in a letter from then Sheriff Rick Scholl that was dated November 7th, 2011. Now, Madrid appealed his termination and Mono County fought to uphold Madrid's firing in an arbitration and then a recent Superior Court petition. Now, Mono County Council says the termination Mono County tried to uphold never became effective. Now, Mono County did lose both efforts to maintain Madrid's firing. An arbitrator and a judge ordered Madrid's reinstatement. Mono County Council Marshall Rudolph did not respond about what all this means to the Madrid case. He did say, quote, no final decisions have been made by the county, end quote, on what to do now. Now, Madrid has filed a federal civil rights case against Mono County and Sheriff Ralph Obenberger relating to matters that led to his termination. And in Inyo County, both Southern California Edison and the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power had officials that have hinted at possible talks and plans to keep water flowing down Bishop Creek this summer in view of the 3rd drought year in a row. Now, Edison says they did make an earlier decision to manage flows to help keep water flowing in West Bishop. Now, Sierra Wave Media asked Debbie Hess, Regional Manager of Public Affairs for Edison, if the utility plan to manage flows as suggested by former Edison hydrographer Bert Allman. Allman recommended a consistent 50 cubic feet per second to maintain flows throughout the summer. Allman said Bishop Creek maintains a year-round flow of 30 CFS and only an additional 20 CFS would need to be added. Ms. Hez said, quote, Southern California Edison is releasing water from the reservoirs in a pattern mimicking natural flows as of April 1st, end quote. Now, when asked about the Chandler Decree that dictates legal flow requirements, Hess would only say that at the beginning of the season, Edison decided to revert to natural flows that are lower than the normally scheduled Chandler Decree flows. She said this is designed to retain more water in the reservoirs and in the creek later in the season. Now, sources tell Sierra Wave Media that the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power website shows an average flow of roughly 78 cubic feet per second in Bishop Creek this season. Now, in spite of hopes for a more well-managed flow, Ms. Hess strongly underscored that this does not mean ditches in West Bishop properties valleys will remain wet for the entire season, and that is because of the severe drought conditions. Hess said hopefully it will mean water will last longer. Now you can see more information on all three of those stories on our website, sierrawave.net. And a note from the City of Bishop that the start date for the final work on the City of Bishop Y Road Intersections Improvement project will start tomorrow. Paving is still planned for next Monday. Now, as everybody knows, traffic on Y Road can be heavy, so the work could cause inconvenience and delays. Equipment, workers, and uneven pavement will require attention. All efforts will be made to minimize the impacts and restrictions, but drivers and pedestrians should be cautious, and the press release notes take alternate routes and be patient. Well, last weekend, the annual Home Show was held at the Tri-County Fairgrounds in Bishop. Sierra Wave Media's Catherine Hurdle was there and produced this piece on the Law Enforcement Expo. Well, we'll have more from the Home Show in future broadcasts. We'll be back with weather and sports.